I'm going to go look out over the river. Looks pretty clear.
Golf Bravo Tower, citation departing runway 07.
Okay, coming around to the right.
We're with the traffic, Golf Bravo.
Sancho Sandbar, I've heard that's called. No idea why though.
I don't know why it gets that name. Yeah, it's not good. You guys know all my secrets. You guys talk amongst each other too much. It's too bad we haven't been cleared from the zone yet.
I'm thinking I might make the call myself at this point. We're on the zone.
Yeah, we will. All clear the zone.
Yeah. Abbotsford Tower, Echo Tango, India, clear of the zone, continuing on 122.77.
Echo Tango, India Tower, surveillance service terminated, change to under frequency, good day.
Eyes in, eyes out. Quick listen. No one's talking.
So here I'd probably call referencing Strawberry Island.
Yep.
We're just west of Strawberry
Yeah.
Island.
Fraser River traffic, this is Cadbury G2 Golf Echo Tango India, half a mile west of Strawberry Island, 1,000 feet heading east along Fraser River.
Alright, so landmark wise, we got Sumas Mountain here.
Sumas Mountain.
We've talked about Strawberry Island. That's Norris Creek, that's the one I mentioned.
Norris Creek.
It's kind of just past Norris Creek, so
right.
Coming out of the mountain, if you fly directly out of the McCallum route and continue straight out, you'd end up right at Norris Creek.
Yeah.
And then if you continue eastbound, you'll see the body of water over there.
Yeah.
It looks like a river.
Yep.
So it's a bit of a windy river, and there's the bend there where it turns and goes back to the east.
Yeah.
Right after that is where we find the gravel pits over there for Deroche. So once we get to that water, we'll just kind of follow that water in as we head in.
Cool.
Failure.
Yeah, collective now.
Got to be much quicker on the collective there.
Yeah. We've got a nice big field in front at least.
Rotor still
Recovering.
going, motors still running, airspeed looking good, trim pretty good, target. We're down here, pick a nice spot, go to the right a little bit. Mayday, 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 Echo Tango India, engine failure on Strawberry Island, 2 souls on board. We'll recover here, we'll just fly away. Okay. As you can see, anywhere in here would have been a pretty decent spot.
There's a ridge there.
So definitely we want to recognize and get that collective down.
Yeah, of course,
sooner.
I don't know why I was so slow. Positive rate of climb.
Good, keeping the speed at 60 knots, fantastic.
Fine. Okay, we're clear out to the left and above. So turning towards that river that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I see now why you said when we get to the river we'll turn towards it. Clever. Yeah, immediate actions evidently need to be a bit sharper there, eh?
Yeah, just recognizing, oh, we've had an engine failure, got to get that collective down. And it's less about how quickly the collective goes down, but how soon it goes down.
Yeah.
That's just something where it gets more and more practice, more and more comfortable, and just second nature. And it's something where if you had collective friction on, so if you were cruising and the friction was on, you can still get the collective down even with the friction on, but engine failure.
Ooh, that was a bit quicker.
A little bit. We still got below 450 on the RPM there.
Yeah. So we've got a nice big field here. So Mayday, 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 Golf Echo Tango India, engine failure, 1 mile northeast, Strawberry Island, 2 POB.
Engine. Cadbury G2 Golf Uniform Echo Tango over the neighboring towers, 1,000 feet. Following the river.
Clear, heading above. Climbing away, positive rate of climb.
Good. So let's just level out at 400 here. Then we'll follow the river in here.
Clear out to the left.
So when we're going to do our circuit, we're going to use this road. Goes out this way as our parallel.
Roger.
That'll be basically our circuit size, and from here we'll be turning on our base leg, starting our descent and slow down here. So we can get that nose up a little bit, power down a little bit as a front base leg. So first time in, I'll fly with you just to kind of guide you to where we're going. Otherwise it's pretty hard to shoot an approach to a spot you've never been.
I think I can make it out.
Probably.
The gravel pit's sort of in the, what's that, 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
At 1 mile? 3/4 of a mile even.
You can see from here as we turn on to final, you see that that lone pine tree that's standing out next to the water there?
2 mounds, big piles of snow they look like. I'm thinking that one just to the left and one's
I mean the big pine tree just off the water.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll come just between that one and the kind of the spindly tree to the left of it.
Okay.
The deciduous tree.
Looks a lot taller.
Yeah, but we're shooting our approach as if we're going to the gravel pile at this point, and we're just going to deviate our approach path a little bit based on the trees.
Climbing out of a confined area to 1,000 feet below.
So the key with any approach obviously is to be descending and also slowing down all the way in. So you can see our speed is just slowly bleeding off. Going through 30 knots here just before the trees. Now already we can start thinking about adding a bit of collective, kind of straight. Then as we turn into final, we can finish the approach to the second pile over there. Right. I'll give you controls.
I have control.
Just shoot that nice constant angle approach. Right up top towards level up there. Bit of blowing snow there, so nice to have some reference. Dark spots.
Yeah. To the ground.
Yep. The ground here is fine.
There we are, stationary. Oh, slight bit forward.
Nice. You can tell if there was a complete blanket of white snow, this would have been a much more difficult landing because it'd be hard to tell what any kind of contour is. However, because there is some dark patches, you can use those as reference if you get some snow blowing up like that. Very important. Excellent. So departure is going to be out that way, just to the right of the trees.
Okay.
Basically, we go out over that field. Yep. Then we'll hook a right, pick up that road, and come around to a 600-foot circuit.
It's a bit of a rhombus shaped circuit.
Sure. Yeah, you've got 2 angled sides, 1 straight side.
Yeah. So out there, follow this tree line over that field.
Yep.
Follow the road back down. Go past the river.
Turn at the river.
Turn up the river, sorry.
Yeah.
Effectively follow that in.
That's right.
Between the trees. Jink left, jink right, and then just final bit of approach. And we're slowing down effectively from the point of getting to the river.
Basically from the time we start our descent, we're going to start a gentle slow down.
Cool.
And when we turn to final, it should be a nice consistent slow down. So when we reach those trees, we're right around 30 knots.
Down.
Yep.
Good to go. Deroche.
Deroche.
Deroche. Roger. So all lights are out. NR's in the green. Fuel sufficient. T's and P's are now all in the green. Barrow's already set. I'll negate that one. All switches are on. Carpeets on auto. Collective friction now off. Good. Fire it is. Fraser River traffic, Cadbury G2 Golf Echo Tango India lifting from Deroche for circuit at 600 feet.
Fraser River traffic, Cadbury G2 Uniform Echo Tango over the big sandbar between Chilliwack and Sumas Mountain, descending for 600-foot circuit.
That's Cam and Finn.
Yep. Do a right pedal turn here and check that traffic.
That was clear left. Good. All clear on the approach. That was clear right. Stopping her about there. We're in the hover, 80%. Apparently we're meant to do hover checks and whatnot.
Yep.
Clear left, right, ahead.
It's nice here. Pause for a second.
Oh.
So because of we have trains that can come by here and stuff, it's always good to start with a bit of a vertical climb and then transition into forward.
Just in case.
Just so we have good clearance.
Roger. In that case, transitioning.
Very nice.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right, so as we're starting to talk here already, we'll catch everybody up. So today's exercise is circuits. So we've already briefed in the classroom talking about circuit pattern, circuit legs, stuff that you're already quite familiar with as well. But just as a quick review, right now we're on our departure leg, heading out. And as we approach 300 feet here, so right about now, we're going to start turning onto our crosswind leg. And it gets its name because it's across the wind from the direction of departure. Usually we'll always choose to depart into wind if that's an option. So that's our into wind departure with our crosswind. And then once we get to the road up here, we should be at 600 feet. And then at 600 feet, we'll level out as we begin our downwind leg. Downwind, of course, because it's down the wind, opposite direction from, or in the direction that the wind is blowing. And we'll continue at that altitude, 600 feet, all the way downwind until we begin our base leg. Talk about that in a second here. So this is the downwind leg, and this is just a leg to maintain consistent airspeed, consistent altitude. Shouldn't really be climbing or descending or speeding up or slowing down on this leg. It's just a consistent leg, and it's just simulating going to a destination. And then as we get to the end here, we're going to begin our base leg, which turns into our final leg. So right now we're just doing our downwind checks. Area is clear where we're heading. We have no warning lights. Everything's in the green. And we'll continue on, just keeping a scan open for traffic. And then we're going to pick the river up here as our base leg. So as we begin approaching the base leg, we're already going to start thinking about reducing our power, bringing the nose up just a slight tiny bit to start that process of descending and slowing down. And as soon as we've initiated that, we can begin our base leg. And this is our time to get a nice descent rate going and set ourselves up for a successful turn to final. As always, as you do an amazing job of, it's always important, anytime you do a turn, always checking in the direction you're turning for traffic. Make sure you're not going to turn into another aircraft that's flying there. Good, so just being aware that we also start slowing down. It's very easy to dive in and get rid of altitude, but then turn final and still have 70 knots of airspeed.
As we do now.
So we want to make sure as we lower that power, the nose comes up just a couple degrees, and it just starts that slow down process.
Yeah, I allowed it to dip, and therefore the rate of descent increased. Yeah. And the speed. Insane.
Then we just end up with a really low, fast final, which is not ideal. But this is feeling good now. We still have a nice approach, descent rate, and we also are slowing ourselves down nicely. So just as a target, let's aim to be around 30 knots as we pass these trees. Yeah. And always making sure we're a safe height, that we're not going to be too low over those obstacles. But this feels really nice. So this is a bit of a modified final leg. Typically you'd have your final straight into a spot. And actually with the wind we have right now, you could actually turn this into a straight in final if you want. Why don't we do that for simplicity on this one? Okay. We'll just shoot the approach right into the second sand or gravel pile there. So we're just going through translation now. You can feel a little bit of that shake. That's just the aircraft going through that translation. That's the time we need more power. And we want to prevent it from stopping too suddenly. Just continue through translation all the way to the spot. We have a nice target now from the melted snow. We'll just move it all the way into the spot. Excellent, so we can land here. Beautiful, very nicely done. So just as a review, every circuit involves a number of things. It involves your takeoff checks, making sure the aircraft's ready for departure. It involves a radio call. It involves a takeoff into a hover. It involves a traffic check to make sure that we don't have a train coming or traffic coming, like that. Then it involves a departure, a safe departure, crosswind, downwind, base, turn to final. It involves an approach that ends up arriving at our spot in a nice consistent angle, slowing down but not stopping until we arrive. That involves a landing. So it's a very telling exercise as to how much of the basic skills a pilot has, and it really shows a lot about your skills. So really nice job on that circuit. Let's go ahead and just repeat and do a few more of those.